This segment was filmed in front of a live studio audience. Bagal naman. Toyota is the most popular brand in the Philippines. Well, it's also the most popular brand in the world. Now, here in our humble archipelago, it's got a product range as vast as, well, my daughter's imagination. Now, she's a ballerina that flies a spaceship and her co-pilot Cinderella. How does that even work? Take your pick between hatchbacks, sedans, sports cars, SUVs, pickup trucks, even those boxes that roll along the street that we call vans. Basically, there is almost, and I do mean almost, a Toyota meant for everybody. And on this episode of Behind the Desk, we're gonna go through all of them. But before we get ahead, I'd like to put out a disclaimer. As you very well know, as time goes by, prices and model changes do happen. And as we like to keep updated, we'd like to keep you updated. And the best way to do that is to visit AutoDeal.com.ph and check out our car guide for the latest deals and prices that you can get on the following Toyotas that we have here today. So now that that is out of the way, let's get to it. Starting out with the most affordable of the bunch, the Toyota Wigo is a small hatchback that is best suited for driving in the city. Equipped with a frugal 1.0-liter 3-cylinder engine mated to a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic, the Wigo will cost you the least amount of money in the Toyota lineup. It has 5 doors, seating for 5, and a modern set of features. There are a total of 4 variants and 3 trim levels, namely the entry-level E, the mid-spec G, and the top-spec TRD-S. Expect to pay about 568,000 to 700,000 Philippine pesos for the top-of-the-line model. So if you're looking for an entry-level car at an affordable price from the most popular brand in the Philippines, well, the Wigo's definitely it. So the next and largest hatchback in the lineup is the Toyota Yaris. Like its sedan counterpart, you get either a 1.3-liter or a 1.5-liter gasoline engine mated to either a 5-speed manual or a CVT. There are 2 variant families for this model, comprising of the E and the top-of-the-line G. And the price range is from 900,000 Philippine pesos all the way up to 1,065,000 Philippine pesos. It's really not the most common choice in the country, and that in itself is a reason to get it. If you want to stand out in a sea of all too familiar, but don't want to stray too far from the familiar, then the Yaris is definitely a good bet. Moving on, we have the most popular car in the Philippines today. As ubiquitous as its badge, the Toyota Vios can be found in almost any part of the country in almost every generation imaginable. It comes with either a 1.3 or a 1.5-liter gasoline engine and has either a 5-speed manual or a CVT. With 4 doors and 5 seats, the Vios is rather spacious for its class, and it has a good selection of features that can help you along with your journey. There are a total of 3 trim levels and multiple variants for you to choose from, with a variant family comprising of the base, the J, the E, and the G. Now, you can get a Vios for the low price of 671,000 Philippine pesos. Now, that's for the 1.3-liter engine. If you want to go with the 1.5-liter engine, that starts at 997,000 Philippine pesos. But if you want the top of the line, well, that's gonna, be shy of 1,100,000 Philippine pesos. Now, the beauty about the Vios is that it's not only that it's the go-to car of almost everybody in the country. The fact that it's locally produced, well, that means that parts and availability is definitely assured. Now, after the Vios, which is an entry-level sedan, you get the brand's compact offering, which is the Toyota Corolla Altis. Seating for 5 with 4 doors and a very technologically advanced lineup, all the models get gasoline engines, though the base model has a 1.6-liter, while the top of the line gets a 1.8-liter engine with a hybrid system. Transmission options are either a 6-speed manual or a CVT. Now, the Corolla Altis comes in 3 family variants, namely the E, the G, and the V. So the E, the base model, starts at 999,000 Philippine pesos, just shy of 7 digits, while the top-end model, the V with the hybrid system, that comes in at 1,595,000 Philippine pesos. So this car, it's not as young as the Vios, but it's definitely not as grown up as the car next to it, which is the Camry. Now, breaking into the more premium category of cars, you get the Toyota Camry, a mid-size executive sedan that is all sorts of classy and elegant. Now, there are only 2 variants on offer with the Camry, namely the G and the V. The G you get for just 1,841,000 Philippine pesos, and the top-of-the-line V goes for 2,027,000 Philippine pesos. Of course, add another 15,000 for the pearl white option. If you ask me, this is actually more my speed. It leans more on comfortable than it does sporty. It's got a 2.4-liter engine that is as smooth as butter and a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, it's got great features for the driver, yes, but even more so for the rear passenger. In fact, on the review itself, I said that it would probably sell just because of the rear seats. So that does it for the sedans. We're now going to move on to the taller brothers in the Toyota lineup, and there are quite a few, so listen up. Here we start with the crossovers. The smallest crossover in the lineup at the time of filming is the Toyota Corolla Cross. It's a compact crossover based on the legendary Corolla Altis. The Cross also has similar engine options. Now, there are two variant families under the nameplate, namely the G and the V. The G comes equipped with a 1.8-liter naturally aspirated gasoline engine, while the V comes with the same 1.8-liter engine but with a hybrid system. Now for the price. To get this 5-door 5-seater, it's going to run you 1,285,000 Philippine pesos for the lower model, and then it tops off for the hybrid V variant at 1,665,000 Philippine pesos. Oh, that's for the pearl white option. Now at that price, you might be thinking that an SUV might be better. True, some people might say that, but this is a crossover, so it definitely rides better, drives better, and here's the thing. When you're going around the city, you never have to worry about the bottom scraping or you bottoming out every time you go over a pothole or a bump. Now moving on, you got another compact crossover in the form of the Toyota RAV4. Styled bigger and slightly more spacious, this guy is beefier looking and has a lot more meat under the hood, thanks to its 2.5-liter gasoline engine, which produces some impressive figures. All models will come with over 200 horses worth of power thanks to the Toyota Dynamic Force engine, and you'll get up to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Impressive figures that will definitely make it a joy to drive. The variant families comprise of the base LE, add an X to get the XLE, and finally topping them off is the LTD. To get this guy, you're going to need to pony up 1,725,000 Philippine pesos. That's for the base model. The top of the line model, well, that's 2,259,000 Philippine pesos. Yeah, it's a little bit on the expensive side, but there is a lot of meat under that hood. Now that rounds out our crossovers, and to be honest with you, it's not really a very vast or wide lineup because compared to the ladder frame lineup, man, there's a lot, and I do mean a lot. Let's digress, shall we? Starting out with the MPVs and the smallest of the bunch, the Toyota Avanza is the most affordable MPV of them all. The entry-level MPV comes with only 5 seats, but go up the line and you can expect 7. A more back-to-basics approach for most, it comes equipped with either a 1.3 gasoline engine or a 1.5-liter gasoline engine, depending on the variant that you opt for. Now, speaking of variants, you get 3 variant families, the base J, the mid E, and the upper range G. And finally, the top-of-the-line Velos. Expect to pay only 743,000 Philippine pesos for the most affordable model, with the line topper coming in over at 1,077,000 Philippine pesos. Now, it isn't the snazziest car out there, but it also isn't the most expensive car out there. It really does get the job done. But if you're looking for, well, a little bit more, then the next entry in the lineup may just be a good option. So if you want to add a bit more snazz to your MPV experience, then the Toyota Rush is definitely another viable option for those that are shopping closer to that price point. Now, you got 5 doors and up to 7 seats. Lower trims will get you 5 seats only. All models, however, will come with a 1.5-liter gasoline engine. You also get 2 transmission options, a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic. The trim levels include the E and the G. To buy the baby Fortuner, prepare roughly about 1,000,000 Philippine pesos. To get yourself the manual transmission, it's going to run you about 968,000 Philippine pesos. For the automatic top of the line, that's going to cost you 1,100,000 Philippine pesos. Moving up in the MPV lineup, you had the Toyota Innova, another ladder frame vehicle that is also locally produced alongside the Vios. Sharing the same bones with the Toyota Fortuner, you get 2 engine options, namely a 2-liter gasoline engine or a 2.8-liter diesel engine. You get a boatload of variants which comprise of the J, E, G, and V trim levels. There's even a special mid-level trim called the Touring Sport. Now, the Innova is bigger than the Rush, roughly about the same size as the Fortuner, and just like that segment, has an absolutely wide range of use. And you can get one that starts at 1,036,000 Philippine pesos. The top end tops off at just under 1.7 million Philippine pesos. Alright, now Toyota has a lot of well-known nameplates in the country, this is true, but none as legendary as the Hilux. As a mid-size pickup truck, the Hilux is just as rugged as ever. The truck in the Philippines comes with a plethora of variants, starting with the cab and chassis, then the cargo, the FX, the J, the E, the G, and finally the top-of-the-line Conquest trim. Expect to pay at least 843,000 Philippine pesos if you're good with the bare bones, like literally cab and chassis. But the most expensive is the emotional red Conquest 4x4. I like that color. That tops out at 1,850,000 Philippine pesos. Now, if you were to buy a car that could take a lick and keep on ticking, travel around the world, and last for a very, very long time, like up to a point after a nuclear fallout, this particular pickup truck would definitely be the top pick in our market today. So after the pickups, you get SUVs, and this is a market that Toyota is very well known for. Starting out with the, well, smallest one of them all, you get the Toyota Fortuner, a mid-size SUV that now has 4 variant families and 2 faces. The slightly facelifted version has 3 trim levels, namely the base G, the mid V, and the upper mid Q. Now, if you want the best of the best, however, go for the top of the line, which is the LTD. It comes with a brand new face instead of the familiar facelift found in the Q variants and in the lineup. Expect to pay between 1,633,000 Philippine pesos all the way up to 2,414,000 Philippine pesos for the pearl white LTD variant. Toyota's best-selling SUV is one of the more attractive models out there. Now, this 7-seater, which comes in 2 flavors, is definitely rugged enough to get down and dirty when need be, but can class it up when entering the city. Going a bit bigger, you get the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, a big SUV that comes in 2 engine options, a 4-liter V6 and a 2.8-liter diesel. Now, both options come with a 6-speed automatic transmission and is standard with a 4x4 system throughout the lineup. Fork over 3,369,000 Philippine pesos for the gasoline and 4,170,000 Philippine pesos for the top-of-the-line diesel. Though there are only 2 models in the lineup, either you get the gasoline or the diesel, either way, take your pick, you still get a premium product from Toyota. And you also get the legendary nameplate of Land Cruiser. Speaking of the Land Cruiser, here is the Land Cruiser 200. Now, instead of an inline-4 like most of its smaller siblings, the Land Cruiser 200 comes with a 4.5-liter V8 engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, the full-size SUV also gets a heaping amount of torque, coming in at 650 Nm. All models come with a 4x4 system and a ride that is as luxurious as its name is prestigious. Now, I want a Land Cruiser. I'm gonna be honest with you. 4 out of 5 of my friends who are in a Viber group also want Land Cruisers. It's just something about the car. Yes, it's kind of big and impractical, but it really feels like you've made it, whether you're driving or in the passenger seat of this beautiful SUV. The price, however, yeah, that's a little beyond my reach, however, because it starts at 4,569,000 Philippine pesos, and the most expensive is just shy of 5 million Philippine pesos. Now moving on to the boxiest ones of the bunch, the vans. Starting from the most basic all the way to the most luxurious, Toyota's lineup has got everything, almost everything covered. Talking about boxes, you can't not mention the Hiace, one of the most popular models plying Philippine roads right now. From shuttles to posh convoys, you can see this van everywhere, serving as machines for businesses or as family haulers. All models will come with a 2.8-liter diesel engine that comes in varying power outputs depending on the model. And this model starts at just 1,101,000 Philippine pesos for the cargo variant. More seats and features are available as you go up the variant list, like the Commuter, Commuter Deluxe, GL Grandia, GL Grandia Tour, and if you want the best and the most luxurious option, that aptly named Super Grandia, that tops off at 2,998,000 Philippine pesos for the 2-tone color option. Now, I wish we could review the Super Grandia once more because it was really a trip. Such a comfortable automobile to be in. But if you want comfort and luxury to step up a notch, the next one is betterer. Better Earl? Dude, what are you writing?
Better Earl.
I give up. So, speaking of luxury, you cannot forget about the Alfred. Now, it's not as big as the Hiace, granted, but it is a unibody chassis that is even more comfortable than Toyota's ladder frame van, the Hiace. It comes with a 3.5-liter gasoline V6, and there is only one variant available with a 6-speed automatic. For under 4 million Philippine pesos, you get business class on wheels. And quite frankly, if you get an Alfred, you don't want to drive it, you definitely want to be driven in it, thanks to those captain chairs in the back. They are just absolutely so comfortable. So if you get an Alfred and really a Land Cruiser, that's like a match made in heaven, man. Call it out, that's it, your 3-car garage is done. Wait a minute, I said 3-car garage. There's room for one more. Now, speaking of a match made in heaven, ask your wife if you can browse these cars up next, because now we're talking about sports cars. Equipped with a 2-liter engine and either a 6-speed automatic or a glorious 6-speed manual, the 86 is a driver's car that has everything you need to take corners and look good while doing it. Low to the ground with a lot of driver-oriented amenities, expect to pay just over 2 million Philippine pesos for this coupe. It's definitely a sports car that's worthwhile, but if you have, well, a little bit more budget, actually I do mean if you have a lot more budget, there is something else that's much more worthwhile.
Bro, is that a Supra? Oh wait, is it recording?
What the actual, for over double the price, you get a car that is, well, triply exciting. The Toyota Supra. Equipped with a turbocharged straight 6, you'd expect 335 horses and 500 Nm of torque on this coupe. And a lot, I do mean a lot of pops and bangs. We took it out on the track and it is arguably one of the best driving experiences in the market today. Though that experience will cost you, well, a pretty penny to get the car. Expect to pay about 5 million Philippine pesos to get that particular automobile. But what a car it is. If you're on a budget, go for the red one. It's cheaper. Now, alright, if your wife doesn't agree to get the sports car simply because it eats up too much gas, well, here are a couple of options for you. Now, we're going to make special mention of these next 2 cars because, well, they're on a category of their own. We consider them as the OGs of hybrids. Though they don't really sell in big numbers, the Toyota Prius and the Prius C are both 2 of Toyota Motor Philippines' hybrid-only offerings. These 2 vehicles pave the way for the hybridization of the brand's lineup with the Corolla Altis and the Corolla Cross. Do, however, expect to pay a pretty penny for them as they are unfortunately not made inside budget-friendly Thailand. The Prius C is 1,970,000 Philippine pesos and the Prius is 2,339,000 Philippine pesos. Youch! What a lineup it truly is. Toyota really caters to almost every need in the market. If you need city cars, look at the Wigo, Yaris, Vios, and even the Altis. Slightly more rugged and a bit taller, man, I wish it was this easy for me. Get any one of their crossovers and you will be happy not to scrape on that hump you've been dreading. If you need a vehicle that can accomplish many things and then some, get an MPV. And if you have the budget, any one of their SUVs should be a worthwhile buy. Want comfort and space? A van is great, but hey, even greater is going really fast. So you can get even a sports car to go into your Toyota garage. Really, whatever need it is, Toyota has one of the most complete lineups available in the country. And it's easy to see why people stick to one brand and one brand only for a very long time. It's not just because of brand loyalty, but simply because, well, they've got almost everything covered under one roof. And that is a feat on its own. Do check our website because we do update our prices and variant models as cars do from time to time. And we'd love to make sure that you guys are always updated. As always, do subscribe to our channel because we love creating videos just for you. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.